And there we are. Finally, I have connection. How about that? Good morning, everyone. It's time for Strat-O-Matic Baseball. Spokane Steve here. Well, after a wonderful night's sleep Monday night, another sleepless night last night. So, sitting around here having coffee, just finished breakfast. Tired and bored, and thought, what the hell, it's time to throw in my B project. We're going to roll a 1974 Dodger replay game. Game 3 of a 4-game series, the Houston Astros at the Los Angeles Dodgers. May 15th, 1974, the Dodgers come into this game with a 17-17 mark. In real life at this point in the 74 season, they were 25-9. So they're 8 games off their real-life pace. Tom Griffin will take the mound for Houston, 14-10, 3.54. Tommy John for the Dodgers, 13-3, 2.59. And we'll go ahead and get you the starting lineups for Houston. It'll be Mick Kelleher leading off at shortstop. Tommy Helms will bat second and play second base. Cesar Cedeno will be in center field, batting third. Hitting cleanup, Bob Watson gets the start in left field today. Lee May, the first baseman, will bat fifth. Doug Rader at third base hits sixth. Ollie Downtown Brown in right field hits seventh. Milt May will do the catching and hit eighth, with Griffin hitting ninth. For the Dodgers, pretty much the usual. Heck, you could pencil it in yourself by now. It's Lopes at second base leading off. Bill Buckner in left field bats second. Jimmy Wynn bats third and plays center field. Steve Garvey bats cleanup and plays first base. Hitting fifth, Willie Crawford in right field. Ron Say bats sixth at third base. Steve Yeager to do the catching. Bill Russell at shortstop, and Tommy John the pitcher. And I've got some coffee here, about ready to get underway on a cool Wednesday morning here in Spokane, Washington. Okay, John's ready to work now. Mick Kelleher steps in from the right side. Umpire shouts, play ball. Here's the windup. And John's pitch to Kelleher is a 4-8, a base hit right up the middle. And it's a leadoff single for Kelleher, and we are underway. Kelleher, no threat to steal. And here's Tommy Helms now, right-handed hitting second baseman. John from the stretch. Pitch to Helms on a 1-4. It's a fly to center. That's playable for Jimmy Wynn. He's there and makes the catch for the out. And good morning, Joel. Yes, that's what I've been doing lately. Old age, I guess. I don't know how else what else to attribute it to. Cedeno steps in now. Cedeno wore the Dodgers out in the previous game, which the Astros won. John from the stretch. The pitch to Cedeno, 2-4, a grounder to short. Russell shovels to Lopes, but that'll be his only play. That's going to be a force. So Kelleher is forced. Cedeno at first now, and he'll have to be held on. 1-17. Yeager a -3. 14 held on at 12. So that'll keep him planted. And here's Bob Watson with 2 down. And from the stretch, the pitch to the Watson is 6-4. A liner speared by Garvey. Bob Watson, of course, scored baseball's millionth run. For the Astros, no runs a hit, they leave a man. We go to the bottom of the first. It's Houston 1, Los Angeles coming to bat. And welcome, Rhodes Scholar. Glad to have you. It's a rare morning game in Spokane. Here's Lopes to lead things off for Los Angeles. Griffin into the windup. Here's the pitch to Lopes. That's going to be a 210 against the red. He gets a base hit. Lopes goes the other way and takes that into right field. And he's on with a leadoff single. May a 0 arm. Lopes a 1 through 17. He'll have to be held at 1 through 15. Here's the pitch to Buckner, and there goes Lopes, and he's stolen it. So Davey Lopes singles and wastes no time stealing second base, and now he's in scoring position, and here's Griffin's next pitch to Billy Buckner on a 6-8. That's going to be a single with a two-base advance. Double 1 to 3, it's a 12. That'll score Lopes. And the Dodgers are on the board quickly, 1-0. Buckner a 1 through 15, an A stealer. He'll be held on. That'll make him a 13. And Jimmy Wynn's going to hit away. Griffin from the stretch now. Here's the pitch on a 1-7, a single to 3, but that liner is going to find the glove of Kelleher, and there's one down. And that'll bring up Garvey. And here's the pitch, and there goes Buckner, 1 through 13, and he's stolen it. So stolen base, Buckner. He is in scoring position now for Garvey with one away. And Griffin from the stretch comes to the plate on a 2-6. That's a single to right, an open single. Buckner can try to score on that. Brown, however, is a -3. 15, 3, 1 through 12. With one out, he's going to hold up. We're going to play it conservative. Garvey, no threat to steal. I beg your pardon. And Willie Crawford will be the hitter. One down. The Astros will play at double play depth. Griffin from the stretch. And here's the pitch. It's a 5-11 to the left-hander. It's a grounder to first base C. That's going to drive in another run. So his only play is to first. Buckner comes in to score. Garvey will take second. And Crawford will pick up an RBI on that, and it's 2-0. And that'll bring up Say. 2 down man on second. And here's Ron Say. Here's the pitch. On a 3-8. That's a base hit into left field. Garvey could try to score on that. The left fielder is Watson, a +3. Garvey a 13 with 2 outs, 15-18. Here he comes. Here's the throw. And he's in there. RBI single Say, and it's 3-0. And that'll bring up Yeager. So the Dodgers jumping all over Griffin here in the first inning. And here's the pitch to Yeager. 6-4, fly to right. That's playable for Brown. He'll take it. And that'll retire the side. But 3 runs come in on 4 hits. They leave him in. And at the end of an inning, Dodgers 3, Astros nothing. And hey, welcome John West. Glad to have you. Kind of a semi-sleepless night. I've got the coffee going and we're rolling a rare morning game. It'll be Lee May to lead it off for Houston. Rader and Brown to follow. Tommy John goes into the windup now. Here's the pitch on a 1-6. Swung on and missed strike 3. And down goes Lee May on strikes. And that'll bring up Doug Rader, the Rooster. Pitch is a 5-4 to the right-hander. Fly to center field X. That's going to be Wynn. The roll is a 13. He is a 3. And Jimmy Wynn will drift over and make the catch for the out. So 2 down quickly in the second. And here comes Ollie Brown. Brown in the lineup today against the left-hander, of course. Here's the windup. Pitch to Brown is a 2-6, and he struck him out. So 2 strikeouts for TJ. 1, 2, 3 go the Astros. And we move along to the bottom of the second. As Griffin warms up, I'll take a little sip of coffee here. And John's watching from work. Now that's dedication. Here's Russell. Bottom of the second. Griffin into the windup. Pitch to Russell is a 1-2. It's going to be a pop out at second base. Helms takes it. 1 away. And here's Tommy John now, right-handed hitting pitcher. Griffin the windup. The pitch is a 1-3. It's a tapper down to second. That's Helms again. Fields it cleanly and throws to Lee May, and 2 out quickly here in the second. And that'll bring up Lopes. Lopes singled, stole second, came around to score. Griffin the windup in the pitch on a 3-5. Tapper down to short. Kelleher charging on the run in time. And he throws Lopes out. 1, 2, 3 go the Dodgers in the second. As Griffin settles down a bit. And after 2, it's 3-0 Los Angeles. John's an early riser, 4:30. That's about what time I got up today, but that is not normal for me. And frankly, it makes for a long day. Tommy John ready to go in the third here. It's May, Griffin, and Kelleher due. John into the windup. Pitch to Milt May. That's lefty on lefty. 2-12, a comebacker. Tommy has it, flips to Garvey, and there's 1 down. Griffin, a right-handed hitting batter. 4 hitters card. Here's the pitch on a 4-3 to the righty. It's a grounder to pitcher X. John, of course, a 2, as all pitchers are on the basic fielding chart. The roll is an 11, and he glances off his glove. That's going to be an error on Tommy John. So E1 puts Griffin aboard. That'll be an error on Los Angeles. And here is Kelleher. Kelleher singled to lead off the game. The only hit so far off of John. From the stretch now, runner on first and 1 away. Pitch to Kelleher is a 5-12. That's a tapper to the pitcher. John's got it. Down to Russell, back to first, not in time. So a 1-6 force. And Kelleher's aboard. 2 down, and Helms the hitter. Here's the pitch now, a 1-7. Grounder down to third. That's going to be Say. He's got it. Long throw across in time, and that retires the side. No runs, no hits, a man left. There was an error. We go to the bottom of the third. It's still 3-0. And I'm looking at the chat now. Joel, I'm with you. I did not know that either. I've always associated Brown with the Padres. Did he start with Houston? Now I don't remember. Bottom of the third, it's Buckner, Wynn, and Garvey due. Griffin into the windup. Pitch to Buckner, a 4-2. Fly to left field, playable. Watson drifts a bit and makes the catch. Bob Watson playing left field today, a 4+3. They had to get his bat in the lineup somehow. And here's Wynn. The windup in the pitch is a 1-8, and he loses him, ball 4. So Jimmy Wynn takes first on the 1-out walk. He's a B, 1-13. They're going to hold him. That'll make him a 1-11. And here's Garvey now. Pitch to Garvey, a 5-6, fly to center. That's going to be playable for Cedeno, ranging back now, and makes the catch for the out. So 2 away, and here's Willie Crawford. From the stretch. Here's the pitch to Crawford, a 3-12, a liner speared by Helms, and that's going to do it. So Crawford stung it right at the second baseman. No runs, no hits, a man left. At the end of 3 complete, it's Dodgers 3, Astros nothing. And yes, John, I will be playing the 66 game at 2 p.m. And that will be Atlanta at Philadelphia. The Phillies, the only undefeated team remaining in the young 1966 season. So that should be interesting. They're 6-0. Heart of the order for Houston as they try to get something going against TJ. It'll be Cedeno, Watson, and Lee May. John into his windup. Pitch to Cedeno on a 6-5 pop-up. Garvey calling for it. He's there and makes the catch in foul territory. And it's up to Bob Watson here now with 1 down. John into the windup. Pitch to Watson is a 5-8. That's a fly into center. That's going to be playable for Jimmy Wynn. He's right there, and quickly there are 2 down. Game moving along quite briskly in the early going. And here's Lee May now. John gets the sign from Yeager, and here's the pitch. On a 6-11, a shortstop X. That's Russell. Russell's a 3 on a 20. I figured, rolled 20-sided dice again. Saw that one coming. And on an 8, Russell makes the play. So 1-2-3 inning for TJ, who's only allowed 1 hit thus far and really appears to be on his game today. Griffin, a rocky first, but he's settled down nicely as well. As we move to the bottom of the 4th, it will be Say, Yeager, and Russell. Say standing in from the right side. Griffin, the sign from Milt May. And here's the pitch. 4-4 to the righty. Catcher's card X. May is a 3. And the roll is a 5. And he drops the pop-up. And Russell Say is going to be safe. Holy cow, it shocked me. So an error on Milt May allows Say to reach, and now here's Yeager. Looked like he had that one all the way, and he dropped it. Griffin from the stretch. Here's the pitch to Yeager. It's a 4-8 fly to left field. Watson barely has to move, and he'll make the catch for the out. And a good thing, too, considering Watson's mobility out there in left or lack thereof. And here's Russell now. From the stretch. Pitch to Bill was a 5-6 fly to center field. Cedeno drifting over. Easy play for Caesar. And there's 2 down, and Tommy John will be the hitter. Right-handed batter. And here's the pitch on a 6-10. That's going to be a base hit for Tommy John. Lopes 1 for 2. Griffin from the stretch. It's a 1-6. He struck him out. Lopes down on strike. So they strand 2. There's 1 hit and there was an error. So 3-0 now after 4 innings. And there may be a nap in my time here between the end of this game and 2 p.m. Wow. So I have to say, I'm not feeling quite as sharp as I would like to this morning. We move along to the 5th inning. It'll be Rader, Brown, and May for Houston. They're trailing 3-0. Only have one hit off of TJ as he winds and deals. Pitch to Rader is a 4-7, swung on and missed strike 3. And down goes Rader on strikes, and for Tommy, that's his 3rd K of the ball game. And here's Ollie Brown. Downtown struck out in the 2nd inning. The windup and the pitch, a 1-4. Oh my God, look at that. Just missed him. Fly to center, wind going back, still back, and finally does catch up with it to make the catch for the out. So Brown gave that one a ride. Wynn able to make the play, and here's Milt May now with 2 down. Lefty on lefty, and it's a 1-9, tapper down to short. Russell charging, gloves it, throws in time, and a 1-2-3 inning for TJ. Down go the Astros in the 5th. John's retired 8 in a row now. Without the error, it would have been a lot more. Of course, he made the error himself, so there's that. Buckner, Wynn, and Garvey do for the Dodgers as they go to the bottom of the 5th here. And where is the... Wow. Usually it shows the attendance. I'm not seeing that here. Not that it matters. Oh, this is the first game of a doubleheader. Okay. It's a 4-game series. I'm going to write that in. This is the first game of a doubleheader, so I would have to go to the next game to see the attendance, which was just a tick over 33,000 on a Wednesday twilight doubleheader. Okay, Buckner ready to bat now from the left side. Griffin ready to work as he winds and deals. Pitch to Buckner. It's a single into center field. So Buckner's 2 for 3 with a leadoff single here in the 5th, and he'll have to be held on. And now there's going to be activity in the Houston bullpen. As Ken Forsch begins to throw. So Buckner held. Here's Jimmy Wynn. Griffin from the stretch. It's a 1-4. Fly to center field. Cedeno ranging over. He's got it. And here's Garvey now. Buckner held. Here's the pitch from the stretch. A 6-5. Grounder to second base X. That could be 2. Helms is a 3 down there. And the roll is a 10, and he can't handle it. That's going to be an error on Tommy Helms. Oh my God. And now there's 2 on what could have been a double play. Instead, the Dodgers have first and second and 1 away. And for the Astros, that's their 2nd error of the game. And that will allow Willie Crawford to come to bat. Crawford's 0 for 2. Griffin from the stretch. Pitch to Willie, a 3-6, and he walks in. Ball 4, and the bases are loaded. Garvey will go down to second, Buckner to third, and here comes Preston Gomez, and he's seen enough. Holy cow. Can't totally blame Griffin. He should have been out of the inning on that grounder to Helms, but he muffed it. And they're going to go to Forsch. So Griffin lasts only 4 1/3. And they're going to double switch as well because the pitcher's due to lead off in the 6th. Griffin allowed 6 hits. He walked a pair and struck out 1. He's allowed 3 runs so far, but the sacks are full and they're all his. So let's see how the Astros are going to double switch this. They could do it with right field. Their other catcher, Edwards, they don't want to put the left-handed catcher in there, I wouldn't think. This is a job for Wilbur Howard. So in the 9th spot, Wilbur Howard will take over and play right field, where he is a 2-0. So a better fielder than Brown. And Forsch will go into the 7 spot in the lineup. Forsch also a one-hitter's card, so let's get that right now in case I forget. So here's Forsch. He's inherited a mess here. Bases loaded, 1 down. He's ready to work now, and here's the pitch to say. On a 4-8, that's a single into right field, and that's going to plate 2. Buckner comes in to score. Here comes Garvey, he'll score. Crawford's into 3rd. On a 2 RBI base hit by Ron Say, and it's 5-0. And the Dodgers have broken it open here in the 5th. And here's Yeager now. Infield back. On a 6-6 fly to right field, that's going to be deep enough for Crawford to tag up and score. As Howard makes the catch, here comes Crawford, he scores. So a sacrifice fly for Steve Yeager, and it's 6-0. 2 down, and here's Russell. Russell 0 for 2. Force from the stretch on a 5-6 grounder to short X. Kelleher's a 3. The roll is an 18. Roll again. 19 is a roll again. Finally, on an 11, he makes the play. So 3 runs, single, that should have been the second out, 2 of them, so 1 unearned run for Griffin, 5 earned runs, and it's 6-0 after 5. And the way John's going, a 1-hitter so far, it looks like more than enough. Still 4 innings to go. Wilbur Howard will lead it off in the 6th for Houston, inserted into the game in that double switch. He's a switch hitter, batting righty against TJ. And here's the pitch on a 6-11, a grounder to short X. Russell a 3. The roll is a 2, and now he can't get it. That's a single. So a leadoff single for Wilbur Howard. Howard a 1-15 runner, no threat to steal. And as mentioned, that's only the 2nd hit of the game against Tommy John. Here's Kelleher now. Tommy from the stretch. A 1-3 to the left. He gets a pop-up. Lopes will take it. He's there and puts it away for the out. Infield fly rule called. And here's Helms. From the stretch. A 1-11. Fly to right field. Playable for Crawford. Drifts over towards the line and makes the catch for the out. And it'll be up to Cedeno. Cedeno 0 for 2 today. As John comes set and from the stretch. A 1-6 swung on and missed. Strike 3. A nasty breaking ball gets Cedeno swinging. And for the Astros, no runs a hit. 1 man left on. And John has stymied them for 6 innings on 2 hits. Forrest will come back out to pitch the 6th. I'm going to refill my cup of coffee. Oh my goodness. There has got to be a better way to establish a consistent sleep schedule, I'm telling you. Okay, bottom of the 6th. Tommy John to lead things off, right-handed hitter. Here's the pitch from Forrest. 6-9 to the righty. Fly to center, shallow. Here comes Cedeno, he's there. And makes the catch for the out, 1 away. Davey Lopes 1 for 3 today. As Forrest goes into his windup. It's going to be a 4-11 fly to left field X. That's Watson. He's a 4. The roll is an 8, and it's a 3-base error. Oh my God, I'm telling you, this basic fielding chart is strange, isn't it? So that'll go as an E7 for Houston, their 3rd miscue of the game. And now Lopes, with blazing speed, is standing at 3rd with 1 out. Houston will pull the infield in. They really can't afford to give up any more. Pitch to Buckner, a 6-10. That's a fly to center X. That's going to be Cedeno. He's a 1. He makes the catch, and the runners have to hold. Cedeno with a -4 rifle out there. And Lopes isn't even going to test it. And here's Jimmy Wynn now. Force the windup. Pitch to the cannon on a 2-5. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. And down goes Jimmy. So a nice inning by Forrest. There was that ridiculous 3-base error by Watson, but they left him stranded. After 6 complete, it is 6-0 Los Angeles. Dodgers trying to get over 500 now. As Tommy John gets ready to work here in the 7th. And since Wynn made the last out, they're going to pull the old move of inserting Von Joshua into center field for defense. A 3-0. Something they did often that season. So Wynn will get the rest of the day off as Von Joshua takes over in center. I've been told to do that as well, Joel. But I can't. I just love coffee too much. It'll be Watson, May, and Rader for Houston. John ready to work. Pitch to Watson, a 5-3. It's left field X. That's going to be Buckner. He's a 1. The roll is a 5, and Buckner makes a fine running catch by the line. And here's Lee May. Lee 0 for 2 as John winds and deals. On a 2-9, tapper down to third. Say's got it. Plants and throws in time. And Lee May is retired, and it's up to the Rooster. 0 for 2 today. Here's John's pitch to Rader, a 3-6, and he walked him. So Rooster aboard with a 2-out walk. And now they'll have to have a hitter for Forsch. So Forsch ended up going 1 2/3. He allowed only 1 hit. Struck out 1, did not walk a batter. Garvey, Crawford, Say, Yeager. They're going to go to Jerry Johnson, who also pitched in this game in real life. And right now they need a batter. They need an all or nothing shot, and I can think of no one better for that job than Cliff Johnson. So runner on first, 2 out, and here's Cliff Johnson now. Johnson, prodigious power against left-handed pitching. John from the stretch. Here's the roll on a 3-8, swung on and missed strike 3. So we got it in his good column, but he struck him out. No runs, no hits, a man left. And here's Jerry Johnson now, right-handed pitcher. He'll be the 3rd pitcher of the game for Houston. And I will not be playing this as a doubleheader. I'll have a 1966 game at 2 p.m. Pacific. So it's Garvey, Crawford, and Say in the bottom of the 7th. Pitch to Garvey is a 5-3, a flight of center field X. That's Cedeno. He's a 1 on an 8 and a fine running catch by Cedeno. Boy, he was a great outfielder, especially in his youth. Here's Crawford now. Willie 0 for 2 with the walk as Johnson gets set. The windup and the pitch, a 2-7, single to 14, and it's in there. Just past the glove of Helms. And Willie Crawford's aboard. And that'll bring up the Penguin. Penguin's 2 for 3, knocked in a pair his last at bat. From the stretch now. Pitch from Johnson on a 4-4. It's a grounder to second base X. That's Helms. He's a 3. The roll is an 8. And that's going to be a double play. So Helms takes it, steps on the bag himself, and throws to May. Completion of the double play. No runs a hit, no one left on. And we go to the 8th, Dodgers leading 6-0. So the only drama left in this game, it would seem, is can Tommy John throw the complete game shutout? Tommy came into the game with a 1-1 record on the young season. It will be May, Howard, and Kelleher for Houston. And here's the windup in the pitch. On a 1-6, that's going to be extra bases down the right field line, a rounding. Crawford picks it up, and May is in with a leadoff double. So on a 1-6, Milt May double to 3, he does indeed roll the 1. And he's standing at second with a double, and here's Wilbur Howard, switch hitter batting right. Here's the pitch. A 2-3, fly to right field, that's playable for Crawford. He's got it, and there's one down. And here's Mick Kelleher now, 1 for 3 today. The Astros only have 3 hits. Here's the pitch, a 2-8. That's going to be a base hit, stopped by Russell, but no play. So an infield single. And that will cause May to have to hold at third. Trailing by 6, he's not going to push it. So first and third now, and the Dodgers better get somebody up in the pen. And that's going to be, they used Huff and Marshall in this game in real life. Seems too lopsided for Marshall, so I'm going to get Huff up. Charlie Huff warming, and Huff could warm quickly, the knuckleballer. 4 or 5 throws, and he's ready. And here's Helms now. Runners at the corners, 1 down. They'll play back. And that one's off the table. That will be a re-roll. John's next pitch to Helms as he fouls the first one off. 3-3 left-handed. He pops it up. Lopes has got it. Infield fly rule, and there's 2 down. And it's up to Cedeno. If there's anybody that could knock John out of the game, it would be Cedeno. And here's the pitch now. On a 5-10. That's to center field. That's playable for win. He's got it, and the shutout is intact. No runs, 2 hits, and they leave a pair. Oh, yes, Joel. Everybody was calling Cedeno the next Mays when he came up. He had all the tools, and then he was involved in that terrible shooting incident. Whether it was accidental or not, supposedly it was accidental. I don't really know. But it was a tragedy. And some of his teammates said he was never the same after that. He tried to act like, he could rise above that and still remain the player that he was. But he was just never the same after that. He put up some good numbers, but before that, he was a 5-tool, probably more of a right-handed Ken Griffey Jr. than a Mays, if I had to find an analogy. Johnson will come back out. It'll be Yeager, Russell, and John in the bottom of the 8th. Johnson the windup. Pitch to Yeager on a 5-12. That's shortstop X. That's going to be Kelleher. The roll is a 7, and Kelleher makes a fine play into the hole. Long throw in time, and Yeager is retired. So a beauty by Kelleher. And here's Russell, 0 for 3 today. Johnson the windup. Pitch to Russell on a 5-2. It's a tapper down to first. May will take it to the bag himself. Quickly 2 away, and Tommy John will be the hitter. And of course, yes, he's going to bat. He's going for the shutout. Here's the pitch on a 2-10, and he draws the walk. The 2-10, which probably anybody who plays knows. For the one pitcher's hitting card, that's the only thing there is, the 2-10 walk. So a 2-out walk to TJ, and that'll give Lopes another at bat. He's 1 for 4 today. Johnson from the stretch. Pitch to Davey, a 3-7. That's a tapper to short. Kelleher has it, goes the short way to Helms. And that'll do it. No runs, no hits, 1 left. We go to the 9th, 6-0. Can John nail it down? It'll be Watson, May, and Rader. 3 good right-handed hitters here. And we're set to go. John the windup. Pitch to Bob Watson is a 4-8. That's a base hit into center. 1 more hit or walk is going to fatigue Tommy. I might not remove him fatigued if he hasn't allowed a run yet. We might let him go for the shutout until he gives up a run, even if he is fatigued, and I don't normally do that. And here's Lee May from the stretch. Tommy ready to go. The pitch is a 1-5. That's going to be a fly to center field. That's playable for the cannon. He's got it, and there's one down. Here's Raider, pitcher's spot on deck. Nobody in the on-deck circle right now. John from the stretch. The pitch to Raider, a 2-11, and he hits him. Oh, hell. That's the last thing he wanted to do with a 6-run lead. That one just got away from him, and it looks like John is fatiguing. And the Astros will send up a hitter for Johnson. So Jerry Johnson worked 2 innings. He gave up a hit, a walk, no strikeouts. And let's see what they've got left on the bench. A lot of left-handers, that's for sure. They've got Larry Milbourne for the right side, so this seems to be a no-brainer. Larry Milbourne. Will be the pinch hitter here. First and second, 1 out, 6-0 Dodgers. John, a hit or a walk away from fatiguing. And here's his pitch to Milbourne on a 3-3. It's a pop-up, left side, Russell's there, and there's 2 down. And it's up to Milt May, and I would say hit for May. But Gallagher, Gross, that's what they've got. Gallagher, Gross, Edwards, all left-handed. Metzger, a switch hitter. I guess he could stay in the game and play shortstop. Okay, that's what we'll do. We'll pull out all the stops here for Houston. Metzger will hit. So Metzger, who would eventually take over at shortstop for Kelleher, you can see why. He's a 1 defensive shortstop. I'm not sure why he wasn't out there the whole time, but he had 572 at-bats that year. Metzger was a marvelous fielding shortstop. So 2 down, and it's John versus Metzger. As John comes set, the sign from Yeager from the stretch. The pitch to Metzger, a 4-10, and that's going to be into the gap for extra bases. Watson's going to score. Raider can try to score. That's to center or wins a +3. Raider an 11 with 2 out, 13 +3, 16. They're just going to concede it and hold the runner. It's 6-2 on a 2 RBI pinch hit double by Roger Metzger, the light-hitting shortstop. How about that? And that fatigues John, and the shutout's gone, and here comes Walter Alston. Wilbur Howard, the switch hitter. And Charlie Huff has been called upon, and he's coming in. So John doesn't quite get to the shutout. I have to say I'm a little disappointed. He goes 8 2/3. Shouldn't take away from his fine game though. Ended up allowing 6 hits, 2 runs so far. He walked 1 and hit a batter. Struck out 4. And Charlie Huff will come on and try to finish the game out. 6-2 now, runner at second. Howard will turn around and bat left-handed. And Here's the pitch from Huff on a 1-11. A ringing double down the right field line. That's going to drive in another run. And suddenly things are getting interesting. Metzger will come in and score on the RBI double by Wilbur Howard. And it's 6-3. And now Mike Marshall gets up. And here's Kelleher. Kelleher can't hit. He's horrible. Furthermore, he doesn't need to hit because Metzger can stay in and play short. So what they need is a catcher to replace May. He could go in that spot. So we're going to bring in Edwards, who could potentially stay in the game and catch. And John Edwards, the lefty, is going to come up here. 6-3, runner at second. Huff delivers to Edwards on a 3-7, struck him out, and that's the game. 3 runs for the Astros in the ninth to make it a 6-3 final. Huff gets the last out. There is no save. John does get the win. He goes to 2-1 on the season. And there it is. There's your final here from LA. And thanks, Joel. I was surprised how good Metzger's hitting card was against lefties, to be honest with you. My first thought was, well, Metzger can't hit. I said, oh, wait a minute. He's a lot better option than Milt May. So the Dodgers had 6 runs on 8 hits. They made an error. The Astros 3 runs on 7 hits. They made 3 errors in the ball game. The Dodgers improved to 18-17. And there's 1 game left in this series. I don't know when I'll get that in. Like I say, this is my B project. I'll be back at 2 p.m. for my primary main project, the 1966 full season replay. Atlanta at Philadelphia. Again, the Phillies, the only undefeated team left in 1966. So please join me for that. I want to thank you guys for watching. What time is it here now? 10. So I've got about 4 hours, just under. I may hit the recliner and see if I can catch a few Z's before then. Anyway, this is Steve thanking you guys once again. Take care and have a great day, everybody. I'll talk to you later.